Destro. As I was showing Serpentor, this map shows other locations of underground lakes of dragonfire energy. No one's been able to understand them for the last 500 years.
Welcome back to the Tiny Hair. This is Mike coming at you with a review of the Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Crimson Guard. And we'll take a look at this guy. He does look fantastic. He is up for order in stock at Gundam.com, which usually by the time I get these, they're usually sold out, sadly. But this is one of the few times, and it's a troop builder, and it is pretty cool. And these do sort of mirror exactly the style of Classified. We'll get into all that in the comparisons, and kind of fun, kind of exciting. They also have the Cobra Trooper up at Gundam It, so that's another surprise that they've got that one still available, but I need to pick that one up too. But fun little line, really hard to get unless you're ordering them from overseas, because U.S. retailers don't stock them, except for one exclusive that I've already talked about in my news. But let's get into taking a look at this Crimson Guard compared to everything in existence coming up. Here he is in the packaging, and as much as I love this packaging, I was like, I can't put my finger on what feels off. And it's the just all white G.I. Joe up there and no white rim about it, but he's packed in there with all of his stuff, and it looks pretty good. There's the back. Different than what I would like. I would like them to I'd like to keep up with what all have they released. I'd like to have a little checklist back here. What have they put out? And that would be nice. I mean, even if they just start doing it going forward, that would be outstanding. And it'd be nice if, because these were never on, why is it punched? I just a couple questions. Still, cool packaging. If you're collecting this in the package, you will not be disappointed. I know their line's called Exquisite Mini, but you would not be disappointed in this. This is very exquisite figure. It looks fantastic. The color of red is striking. The silver is beautiful and striking. And then I do like the fact that, so discussion of should the backpacks be plug-in or should they have straps? I like the plug-in accessories, the backpack. A lot of detail on that backpack too. A lot of detail on every aspect of this figure, and it looks really good. Yeah, there he is. Looking fantastic. So we're going to kind of deconstruct all the accessories as we look at this guy, because that's kind of what's going on here. Standard gun that he comes with from the original original release, and we'll do articulation here in a bit. First thing that I don't want to get off on a negative point here, but I don't like this knife up here. I'm sure somebody somewhere is going to say, well, that's a standard blah blah blah, but to me it just looks weird. I would have rather had it over here, or I mean something. I'd rather had it wherever we have it. Yeah, that's where it is on Classified right here. So that would have been. This is glued in. It's not even like a tab. You can just untab it. And I don't like it. I might just rip it off of there. So I'm not sure yet. Before I do anything permanent like that, I'm just going to wait and hold on. I do like, we got this little Cobra shoulder strap, bicep strap kind of thing. And want to quickly get to this. I didn't really know how else to put this sword in, and I do want to display him with the sword. I'll have to put it back, but let's go ahead and take it out for now. So his sheath has no hole in it. The Classified one has a hole in it, and what you're supposed to do with the Classified one is plug it into the tab that they have included right here. But I think the other goal with that tab is to be able to plug the gun in with the trigger guard. No? So then the tab is useless if you can't plug anything into it. You can, I guess, hang it from there like that, but see, now that sort of defeats the entire purpose of having a sheath in the first place. So that, to me, this and the little knife thing, those I would have fixed. I would have done something different with, but the rest of the figure looks fantastic. I mean, just move past all that. All that silver paint that's on him, all the, he's got the little gold rope. And I know there's terminology for some of this stuff that I'm not even utilizing. And then he comes with his little gun here that holsters. That's a nice little gun. And put it back into there. But yeah, overall, this strap fits loosely. You can just move it around, and that's because it's so loose is why I stuck this in there. So that's going to work for me. I'm going to do that again, probably from a different angle when I display it. But now that I've already shown how that can be done, let's get into some articulation. Let's take the backpack off. I wish I could take that off and get that out of there. Okay, head side to side on a ball joint up. Not a whole lot down to the shoulder, typical of what you get out of these figures. Oh, not really all the way to the 90, but then you could flip it and get that. Bicep swivel 360 if you need it, and it's double jointed on that elbow, and then you got a ball joint on the hand, and you got two different options for hands. You have a left and right trigger hand, and then you have a hand for left and right hand for just holding. And I set mine up like this because mine's not a lefty. None of my Crimson Guards are lefties. For whatever reason, they want to give you that option, though. You got the torso movement, ball joint, and then a ball joint at the hips. Still not sure how I feel about all that, like which one I like better. It gives you a better look, so that's why they do it. 90, if you flex at 90, and almost not quite 90 to the back, but you know, it's drop down hip too. Forgot they do drop down hips on these double joints. Doesn't go all the way. You can't make full use of it. It gets in its own way, and then up and down and side to side, and very, very tight because you don't want your figure falling over. Just be honest. Nobody wants their figure falling over. All right, we're gonna start out by letting them pick on someone his own size. So we're starting out with his own size. We're gonna be building up to this. The original OG Crimson Guard. I think the original one looks amazing, striking. I like the line work in them. I like the silver paint. As you can see, these aren't perfect. Some of the ones I got in my most recent purchase that I made a video about, like this one I think is one of the newest ones, are some of the best that I have. So I think I got up to like 10 now of these guys. But yeah, that's kind of, if you want to know what it looked like versus the original, that's what it looks like. I don't have the 25th anniversary out of its card back, and I'm not going to open it up for this video, and so that one is the only one I'm really not going to be comparing it to. But yeah, you get these used ones, and some of that silver's rubbed off, worn off just from years of play, and you get a big collection from a kid who had a lot when they were a kid, didn't play with all of them as much, and so that's how you can get some in better condition. Here he is next to some 25th anniversary figures. Cobra Commanders have a little trouble standing there. It is what it is, but you can see where they put the knife on the Cobra Commanders, where I would have rather had the knife on him, that kind of stuff. But they fit in. It fits in really well with 25th anniversary stuff. That kind of scale, if you're into a 50th anniversary, all of that stuff. If you're curious, that's the only reason I include these figures. I have very few of these opened, by the way, and I just had to pick and choose just ones from I randomly picked up for real cheap. Next, we're going to compare them to Classified, which it's not an exact direct replica of Classified because they went with black on the knee pads instead of just the standard color. They did put this shoulder thing on him, or not really shoulder, but a bicep kind of thing. But on the Classified, they did put the knife on the side right here, which I think looks better. On the Classified, they do have this tab, I guess it is for the gun. On the Classified, they had an additional tab for the sheath on the sword. I really want to know what they expect you to do with that sheath and that sword. What was their expectation? I don't know. But it does mirror the Classified more than anything else. And then, of course, over here is the retro. I just figured I've got it for fun. I've never opened the retro one. I actually, the more I've had this, the standard one I think looks better. And I only paid $5 for this. I paid the full $25 for that one, but I only paid $5 for that guy. You know, one of those Ross or Ollie's deals. I don't even know how to do a comparison, but to my favorite version of Crimson Guard, which is the Super 7 Ultimates version, I think hands down wins in the aesthetic department for me. But they don't have a place for all the other accessories, and they don't have all the accessory storage, but it looks super duper cartoony, which is what I want. And no, I did not pay full $55 each for these. I got these cheaper from someone else. I'm down with OPF. Yeah, you know me, other people's figures that they dumped for cheap. So good time to get some cheap Ultimates G.I. Joes. But that's how he looks. I will say this though, I do like the silver on this. I do like the cartooniness of these. All right, so this is my look at the Crimson Guard from Hiya Toys, Exquisite Mini, tiny little figures, 4-inch figures, and yeah, a lot of fun with this scale. This figure looks fantastic. I think that they did a great job with it. I actually like the look of it better than Classified. No, I would not buy a $28 Classified if they made it with all of these touches. I definitely would not want the knife to be on his shoulder, and I would like a better way to store the sword, but other than that, it looks fantastic. Nice little group of these. I found workarounds for any issue that I had, because that's just how I am. And I did get this at Gundam. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get this for yourself. Remember, TH, support the reviewer, helps the channel out, helps me with getting some stuff that's just a little bit outside of my favorite, which is Masterpiece Transformers, and doing some more stuff here. But with that said, like, subscribe, and the clickbait is strong with you, Jedi. Teddy Reminger out.
Night Vipers, assemble the computer synthesizer immediately! And do take care not to jostle Cobra Commander.